And now some time for business, and the disbursement of the third tranche of the IMF cash to Ghana before the end of this month might be under threat. Joy Business understands that the expected board meeting, which should have happened around this time to aid the disbursement, could delay for a while. But what could be the implications of this development on the economy? George Rafi has more in this report.
IMF's own timetable on Ghana, the board of the fund should have met around this time to review the country's performance and make the necessary recommendations for the release of some $160 million to the Bank of Ghana. Checks by Joy Business indicates that Ghana was not on the agenda for the board review in June and even this month, which has always been the time it meets to review Ghana's performance under the program. However, sources say the challenge has come about because of delays by the IMF staff in concluding its report on Ghana's progress. Joy Business is learning that the staff report has also been delayed due to challenges by the Ghanaian authorities in meeting some critical performance targets under the program, like the passage of the Bank of Ghana Act and strategies to address the rising debts of state-owned institutions. For some, this development might just not be good for the economy. This is because government is not just looking for the IMF cash, but also a good report from the fund that it can use to convince investors and donors that is on track when it comes to stabilizing the economy. Delays in approving Ghana's performance could also affect efforts to issue the country's fourth Eurobond before the end of the third quarter of this year, and even plans to review targets set out in the 2016 budget this month.
And George, we have filed that report. And in a related development, economist Dr. John Kwachi says the only option now is for the IMF to forgive government over its inability to meet some critical targets.
Sometimes they grant waivers. You see, if they think that maybe what the outstanding reforms, maybe they can forgive the government because of they were unforeseen circumstances and things like that. They can waive them, but they don't have to be too many. If there are too many, the board will also not agree to. You grant waivers for all of them. For instance, in one of the reviews, I remember they granted a waiver for our non-observance of domestic payment arrears. I mean, not accumulating. I think one of the arrears, and they saw that it was a minor thing so they granted waiver. So there's always that provision that if it's just some minor infractions, they'll grant you waivers. We have to go back to the program to see exactly when it is supposed to have been enacted, to be able to know whether they have breached it. I don't remember exactly what the timetable is for that. But so the Bank of Ghana Act and maybe other performance, other structural reforms that they are supposed to have undertaken, until the review comes out, we don't have inside information to be able to know exactly what has been done and what has not been done.
And finally, the Ghana Pharmacy Council is calling on government to consider imposing some preferential tariffs for the pharmaceutical sector to avoid possible collapse. Industry players say the mounting electricity bills members have had to pay is driving up many businesses. Speaking to Joy Business, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Pharmacy Council, Anthony Ameka, said government should, as a matter of urgency, support the sector.
If you take, for instance, the manufacturing sector, immediately you start manufacturing, the whole system, including the quality system, the lab, everything must be operational. So it means you have to run all your machines at the same time. And then your chilling system must also be working. We are looking at certain type of medicines that have to be stored under a certain temperature. So previously, some of the companies were buying about 10 million cedis a week. At the moment, because of the high costs on utilities, some of them are paying close to 33 million cedis per week. So we are appealing to the government and other regulatory institutions that if the government could give the manufacturing sector a rebate or a preferential rate, that will go a long way to also cut down the cost of operation. Because at it stands, some members of the chamber may be tempted to import instead of producing.
They importing or they may be tempted?
They may be tempted. They may be tempted to import finished products because of the high cost of operation, especially the utilities. So if we are giving differential rates, it will help to cut down costs. At the moment, some of our members or the manufacturers are stressed up because of the high cost of operation, especially with regard to the utilities.
So that will be it for business, but there is more business between 1 and 1:30 on the marketplace. You can also log on to myjoyonline.com/business for more. My name is John Kojo Amwako. Coming up next is sports.